really cute project for you guys today. It's called the Paper Plate Snail. Super, super, super cute. Some of the beads are coming off, but that's okay. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do this. I think it's really, really cool to have your own little pet snail at home. And the best part about this project is just how free it is. You can make any kind of design you want, use any colors you want. This one specifically, I am going to show you how to do the spiral, but let's get down to the supplies. So you're going to need, this one is a plastic plate, but I recommend a paper plate if you have one, but either one works, styrofoam, whatever you have. You're going to need some assorted beads, some Elmer's glue, some Googly Eyes for our lovely snail. You're gonna need to pick a color for your snail. I did this one in orange. I think I want to do another color. I think purple would be really nice for our snail, so I'm gonna choose that. You need one piece of construction paper, any color you want. You're gonna need the pipe cleaners for our little snail's ears here, and some scissors as well, and a Sharpie for details. So why don't you go ahead, grab all those things that you need, and we will meet right back here. Alright guys, so I want you to grab your piece of construction paper and your paper plate. I want you to put it on the paper just because you're going to want to make sure you have the right size for your snail. So what I'm going to start with, I'll face it so you guys can see, is the outer side of the snail. So I'm going to start with a line with my pencil, not your Sharpie. Line with my pencil, going out, and coming right back in. So the plate is here just so you know what to do, but you're going to want to move that and connect the shape. You want it to be a big shape. This is all going to be sticking on one side of your plate, so you want to make sure it's big enough. And we want to go ahead and grab our scissors. Let's cut that out. See, for this snail, we're not doing as much work as we usually would to make a face on our snail here. We're just, all we need is the googly eyes and our marker. It's very simple. So start by cutting that shape out. Again, move your paper around to make it easier on yourself to move around all the little curves and stuff like that. Once you've cut that out, I want you to grab your plate again. Just make sure that enough, oh, you know what? You can get rid of this so we can clearly see what we're gonna do here. But you wanna make sure your plate is on enough of the paper, so it should look something like this. So what you wanna do is just kind of bend it. You want it to kind of fit on the page. So once I liked where I put it, I'm just creasing the paper just a little bit so that when I glue it, it has something to hold on to. So I want you to do that, grab your glue, and we're gonna come right back here to attach this on here. Hey guys, welcome back. So I was thinking about it a little bit over the break, and I think instead of glue, just based on the shape of the plate and how we want to stick this on, I think we want to use some tape actually to put this on here. So once you've creased the paper into the way that you want it, and enough of it is peeking out on the side, you want to grab some tape. I'm just going to use mover's tape here because it's very strong, and I think it's just like really easy to stick on what I need. Kind of tricky to take off here, but just cut off a little piece. And I'm first gonna lift up my paper just so I can get the tape on here nice and flat. Okay, so once it's on there like that, I'm gonna put it on the rim of my plate. Use my fingers and just tape everything down there. You might have to lift up some parts because you don't want to have any spaces that aren't touching the plate. You want the whole thing to be touching, that way it's not gonna come off, okay? So go ahead and do that. And then I want you to grab your Sharpie and your glue and your googly eyes. All right guys, so first thing I want to do before I start adding glue and stuff, I want to actually grab my scissors. Be very careful with this. You might want to get some help from your parents maybe, just because these could be a little bit sharp, but you're just going to actually use one of the sides of the scissors. I recommend holding the handles just so you don't run your finger over this part, but we're pretty much going to make two just little indents around the top. So you have to kind of, I like to poke the hole in between my fingers so I don't poke my fingers, but you just No pressure, very slowly, just wiggling the scissors until they make their way through. You're just making 2 little holes like that at the top. This is actually going to be for your pipe cleaners. So we'll come back to that, but the first thing we want to do is grab 2 googly eyes. 1 and 2. Okay. I'm going to grab my glue and I'm gonna actually put it on here first. I think that's just a little easier. It's 1 dot and another dot. Just 2 dots is all you need. Okay, and you're gonna put your googly eye pretty much right on top of that. So try and grab it. I have some small ones. You can use some bigger ones if you do have them. Okay, that's 1. And my other one just got on there. Perfect. It's kind of wonky. I might put them a little farther away from each other. Don't worry if the glue is kind of hanging around the eyes. It will dry kind of translucent. You won't be able to see it. The next step, take your, if you are confident, you can take your Sharpie and you can go right ahead. The easiest way to make the mouth I want to make is making the letter D. That's how I start it. And then you want to fill that in. So use your Sharpie, fill in the smile, and add those little circles at the end just to make him look really, really happy. Maybe you want to add, I'm going to add some eyebrows. Maybe he's a little surprised. Okay, just like that. And I want you guys to let this dry as much as it can. And I want you to grab your pipe cleaner. We will start the next step after that. All right, guys, so I picked a green pipe cleaner. You can get pipe cleaners literally at the dollar store anywhere here at the studio if you wanted to. But you want to grab a piece, grab your scissors. And I want the ears shouldn't be too long. If you can look at my example here, they're kind of curved. They're like medium size, so just 2 of those. So I'm gonna cut 1 big piece first. It should be very easy to cut. I'm gonna actually fold this in half just so that they're even. And I'm gonna flip it over and cut into that loop. So I have 2 pieces. Okay, I'm going to, what I wanna do here is I wanna start from the top, going in. I wanna fold over the pipe cleaner and start twisting. This will secure the place it's in and kind of covers up that hole we made as well. Then you can just kind of curve it if you want to. I might curve mine up maybe. Make it go that way. Kind of funny. You could do them kind of opposite directions. So this one could be curved one way, the other can curve the other way, whatever you want to do. Same thing with this one. Stick this in, fold it, and start twisting. Oop! And be careful of your eyes. That may still be wet. But yeah, we're just twisting that. To twist it, to make sure you're very careful, you just want to hold both sides so it doesn't go anywhere, and fold and bend your little ears there, okay? So go ahead and do that. I want you to grab your beads and keep your glue with you, and we're gonna start working on the shell. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I am gonna press very, very lightly. I'm gonna grab my pencil. I'm just gonna trace the shape I wanna make, or start, at least give myself like an outline. So I'm not just putting random beads everywhere. I wanted to do the spiral like I did in my example. So I'm just very, very lightly. I'm sure you can barely see the marks I'm making. I don't want them to be too present, just because it might take away from everything else going on. So very, very simple, not too crazy. I want you to grab at least a handful of beads and your glue. I'm just gonna put them on the table here. It's okay to get a little messy. And you're gonna grab your glue, and you're pretty much making a bunch of different dots all around, starting from the middle. So make sure your glue is completely open. And start with that first dot. Now you want to make sure you use enough glue. In this case, more is a little better than less, just because you don't want these to move around. In my example, I did use a plastic plate, and a few weeks after making it, I realized that some of them were popping off. So I always now want to make sure I'm using enough glue and that my bead, as you can see, goes right in there. It's completely immersed in the glue. And I'm not paying attention to the colors I'm using. I pretty much like all the colors I have here, so I'm just trying to find a way to incorporate all of them. And my guideline is perfect here because I don't have to worry about where I'm putting it. It doesn't matter if the glue spills over, it will dry, you will not be able to see it, but my guideline is helping me place all of these. So I want you guys to grab all your favorite beads, start placing them. As you can see with this particular design, I'm spacing them out, but you can always make them a little closer. So maybe you want to add a bead right in the middle of there. Make your design even more intricate. Okay, do that, and we will meet back here for the very last step. All right, my friends, so after gluing everything, you should have something like this. Mine is not completely dry yet, but the very last step that I do want you to do is just look with your eye, really take a close look and look for any kind of beads, like for example, these ones that you think could easily come off. Just add a little bit more glue. As I said many times, if there is glue on a spot that maybe you didn't like, or maybe it spilled or something like that, it is going to dry this translucent clear color, so don't worry about it. So yes, please go in, just add some glue where you think it is needed, because we don't want any of these lovely beads to come off. And once you do that, you are all done and you've got your very first snail friend. So, as I said before, look at all these crazy colors. You can make something just like this, but with clay. You know, if you want to take a look at our kits here, we have all these different animals that you could get ideas for. You know, make the animal in clay. Maybe that gives you an idea to come up with like a new project or a new drawing. Maybe you really like an animal friend that you make, or maybe you've made the snail already and you want to see what a snail would look like with some clay. Look at all the cool colors. Look at all the, you know, endless possibilities of creations you can make to tie in your ideas. Unleash that creativity. Make what you want to make. I'm so happy we got to make this beautiful snail today. He will be going over here just to dry off a little bit. But I had so much fun with you guys and I can't wait to make some more stuff with you. Have a great week.